Nitro fans, Racing 393 here for another educational non-fun video. So we're on part 7 now. This is the Condor rebuild. It's made by ACME. It's not a particularly well-known brand, but a 2-speed Nitro 4-wheel drive buggy is got to be worth anybody's interest if you're into your Nitro. And no, this is a reasonably old kit. I never heard of it before these all these videos I've been doing on it. I mean, I'm doing a little bit of research, but it's all new to me as well. But it is standard, pretty standard setup. Front and rear diffs, 2-speed transmission, centre drive shafts. It can't be much simpler. In some cases, the centre bit here is incorporated with possibly with a centre diff, maybe. But anyway, in today's video, part 7. I can't believe I've been doing this many, but yeah, part 7. So in today's video, there's a bit more of the assembly. So we'll try. I've said quite a few things in other videos of how far I'll get. It's not until you actually start doing it that you realise some things are not viable in that video. So what I'm hoping to achieve is we're going to fit the rest of the sort of the plastics, that sort of the tray that goes on. That includes the fuel tank, the bell crank which goes on here, the exhaust and exhaust mount, and I can't think what else is there. There's some other bits that I've got to go on. Maybe servo mounts. Possibly the servo that attaches the throttle linkage. Yeah, because the plan would be, the plan is part 8, when you get round to doing that, will be firing this thing up. So yeah, that's, to me, it still seems a little way off, but yeah, it does look rather nice, I think. So without further ado, let me gather some bits together and I'll go through what I'm going to do. Here are the bits now. So it's just the sort of the top tray that goes on, quite simple, but you know, surprising how dirty it looks when you clean the rest of it. So that's cleaned, it's got to be cleaned. The bell cranks are here, and steering knuckles, steering arms, I'll just take those off and clean them up. I'm not going to strip this completely down. I'll just give it some Nitro cleaner on it, get that done. And I think the exhaust clamps here. It's different exhaust, so I'm not sure how and what to do with that yet. It's usually made to fit the exhaust, and it's quite hard like wire steel. It's difficult to, you can't bend it with your hands. You need a vice and a hammer if anything, but we'll see when we cross that bridge. Right, so I'm going to just clean these bits and pieces up. There's not much to do now, really. When I look at it, it says it looks a lot. It's more a case of sort of remembering all the screws and where they go, because although I did bag them up, you know, that was like weeks ago, and I'm starting to forget now. But anyway, I'm going to clean some bits and pieces up, and I'll be back as I start assembling. Okay, so I put the bell crank on. It's a bit fiddly because it was the last thing to come off this. Well, one of the last things to come off the chassis. So if I'm trying to put it on when everything else is on there, it's a bit fiddly. Anyway, it's on. It's not by any stretch great, because it's just screwed into. In fact, I got a feeling. Oh no, it'll be all right. Thought I did it wrong. So there's no ball joints on these. They're just screwed into plastic. So they are like a ball joint, but it's not a cup. So there's no to adjust it, you've got to physically turn it off, take it off, which isn't the issue. The issue being that there can be slop in the steering. So I think what I might do, especially on these bits here, is we'll measure them. We'll get some Tamiya ball joints and fit them on so that there can be turnbuckles, so they can be adjusted, and it gets rid of the. It's not too sloppy. It probably hasn't had a lot of use, but I can guarantee that after a bit of time, that's going to wear out. It's only literally screwed into plastic. which would wear. You know, it's just cheap and nasty, I suppose. But yeah, all right. But it's gone together quite nicely once I've got it on there. So I'm now going to fit the top plastic, fuel tank, and an exhaust mount of sorts. So I'm going to sort out the exhaust mount first, I think, because I might need to fabricate something or bend or do something with that. So I'm going to do that, then I'll be back with some updates on the rest of it going on. And there you have it. It is ready. Well, it isn't ready for firing up, but that will be the next phase. Everything's on the car that sort of pretty much needs to be on there. I've only got the throttle linkage to fit on, clean up and attach it so I can manually operate the carb. I'm not going to show you, it's only clean. I don't think that's going to be too interesting. Although, you know, my videos are like. So the servo's only on there for me to negotiate and move and manipulate the carb when it comes to firing it up. I've got some hexes coming soon for the wheels. I've got the standard wheels at the moment. I'm not actually thinking of getting different wheels at this precise moment in time. We'll wait and see. The next interesting thing will be, will this motor engine run? It annoys me when I say motor, so if it annoys you, join the club. Yeah, very enjoyable. What do you think? It's come out all right, isn't it? It's not too bad. I mean, it's as good as it's going to get. I mean, it is one of, you can see it's one of these half ready to run, half kit type of nitros. It's not a competition nitro, yet it's a little bit more technical than like a toy grade. It is quite well built. Everything's on there. Nothing's, to the best of my knowledge, was missing. That's the same filter, the same elements inside. I've just cleaned them and I've took them out. They're fine. The 0.18 motor is, I've said it again, haven't I? 0.18 motor, for God's sake. The 0.18 engine, when you compare it to a 0.28 or 0.21, such as this, when you put an engine that's a 0.21, look at the size of that. That definitely wouldn't fit in there. Not under, I mean, you could modify it to get in, but it's huge. When you put it side by side, I mean, look at that. that's immense. So it's surprising, is it, when you put them both together? When you look at the carburetors, the 0.21's got a massive bucket carburetor, and the little engines have got like pea shooter carburetors, like a pen. Anyway, we've done what we can at the moment. So that was part 7. Part 8 will be the running video. I've also had a bit of an issue with this. This isn't shutting like it should be, and I don't know why. I've tried to I can see the O-ring just slightly pincing there a little bit, and it was shut. It did shut before it went on, so I need to just double check that. It's not under any strain, so I don't quite know what's changed since having it on the side of the table and then to put it in the chassis. I've no idea. But for those that are eagle-eyed amongst you, if I put a rally, well, not if, I will put a rally body show on this. Couple of issues is the pull starts inbound. There's no other way around that apart from maybe using a starter box. I might be able to use a starter box, although that's a little bit debatable. So that might be a little bit of an issue. It'd have to be a super easy running engine where you start it up and put the shell on. The shell must fit super easy. I don't want to piss around doing it. Now, it's got the original body mounts for the buggy body shell. I mean, that one is on there. I can take that one off. There isn't one on the back. So I'll have to sort of shoehorn and make my own body mount kit for it. I would use magnetic, but it has to be a really good magnetic kit. Otherwise, it'll just come flying off, won't it? So maybe I'll try that. But you know, I'm not so sure that would be a good idea. We'll see, because it'd be much easier to pull start it, get it running, put the body shell on, and off you go. You know, much easier, just for the fact of using it, what I'm likely to use for racing and anything like that. No, it'd be absolutely no good at all. But for demonstrating that it works, hopefully, fingers crossed. Anyway, that'll be for not part 8, so that'll be further down the line. So thank you for watching. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this series, showing you what I've done and so on and so forth. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for part 7 and look forward to part 8. Please subscribe, hit the notifications if you feel inclined to. It'll be much appreciated as we head towards 500 subscribers. Thanks for watching and see you soon for the next one. Bye for now.